everybody. We are gonna paint pots tonight, y'all. We needed to update our pots because they all looked like this one. They all looked like this big clay orange pottery, and it just doesn't go in our backyard. And so we painted a lot of pots. Matt and I did them together actually, and they've held up. We haven't touched those pots. So they've withstood 2 whole summers outside, and we painted with Dixie Belle chalk mineral paint, and we sealed them with, actually most are sealed with gator hide, but not all of them are, and they've really held up beautifully. This is just your typical Mexican clay pottery. This pot's probably at least 20 years old, and it's been raining outside today, so this pot's a little bit damp, but it doesn't matter. It actually will help because I use a lot of water when I paint these pots. And I have my spray bottle here with me. That is Harlow's Mr. bottle. And Harlow, you want to show them what pot you're gonna paint?
Yeah.
We have a small pot that Harlow is gonna paint as well. This is the pot Harlow's gonna paint. So she's gonna paint this side, right? But what are we gonna add to our pots first?
I'm gonna add this.
That is a mold, a WoodUBend mold. Yes, so we're gonna add molds first. So these are my WoodUBend molds. These come as a pair. These are available on the Dixie Belle's website as well. You can find them under tools, under the tools section on the website at dixiebellepaint.com. Are you doing all the things? You're doing such a good job. I love it. So I'm gonna add molds first. So what I've got is I've got Titebond glue, got some glue. I've got my heat gun, which Harlow, you can't use the heat gun, sorry, but it gets really, really hot. So we're just gonna heat these up real quick, and I'm even gonna put one on Harlow's. So I'm gonna let that heat gun just kind of lay over there and get hot. Let's get some glue on our stuff here. So Harlow, will you hold your jar for me just like that? You picked pink. She's actually gonna be using tea rose on hers, which is a beautiful dusty rose. Okay, so the WoodUBend molds, in case you're new and you don't know, the WoodUBend molds start out very hard, and then when you heat them up, they're extremely pliable. You can bend this keyhole completely in half. While it's soft, we're gonna put some glue on the back side of it, and then I'm just gonna mash it in place on Harlow's little pot here. Okay, so this is the beautiful thing. You just squish this down, press it really hard. You can heat it again for just a moment if you want. Kind of make sure that you've got it pressed nice and firm on there, and then you just move right on with your project. We are gonna do a blend of paint. So let me tell you a little bit about what I've done. All I did, guys, was get a wet cloth and wipe down my pot. That's all I did. And when I wiped it down, because it's damp right now, it came out orange on my paper towel. So I was like, you know what? It isn't gonna do me any good to keep wiping it. I don't need to white lightning my pot. In fact, all of those pots out back, I never white lightninged them. I don't prime them. It's clay, it's pottery, it's terracotta. It has tons of texture, plenty of tooth. The paint sticks right to it. It doesn't wear off in the sun, and it doesn't wash off in the rain. Did decide to go with a dark color. If you go with a white or like a pale blue or anything like that, because they're damp and they are, you know, some of the terracottas wanting to come off on, I think my white would turn peach. I think my yellow would turn orange. So I'm just gonna hold this on here. The pot is very cold because it's damp. If you've got a pot that is a really, like any type of ceramic or anything that's super, super slick and you wanna paint your pots, you can do that as well, but I would use Slick Stick first. Good job, Harlow. Oh my goodness, that looks so good over your little keyhole lock there. Okay, so these are already stuck in place. Now I'm gonna reheat them again and press really hard one more time. Make sure I've got really good adhesion, and then I'm just gonna start painting. These are the 3 colors I'm gonna go with, okay? I'm gonna go with Antebellum Blue, Mermaid Tail, and Pure Ocean. So 3 shades of blue. Tonight I'm gonna use a premium chip brush. I'm not gonna use one of my good synthetic brushes on here because this is a clay pot and it's got dirt on it, and I don't want to ruin my brushes. So, so when I paint these clay pots, especially this first layer, I like to use, of course, a pouncing technique. I'm also dipping straight into my jar, so clearly I'm contaminating my jar, which is not a good idea. It's always a better idea to pour your paint out into another bowl. If you're a beginner, you like it? Thank you. Yours is really pretty too. All right, so if you're gonna do a color blend, maybe I'm just gonna do 2 colors. Maybe I'll just do the 2 colors. And then maybe I'll use the antebellum blue to go in and use that to do the wash around the molds. Now instead of pouncing, let's do this. Let's do this. This works just as good, right? It's good to put one whole color all over the whole thing and get yourself a base coat. So I like to go ahead, doesn't really matter, usually your lighter color, go ahead and cover the whole thing. But wow, isn't that pretty already all by itself? Now the thing about pouncing is I'm gonna be able to get into all those like little chippy holes.
I painted this thing, and it's called Tea Rose.
And was it easy to paint?
It's easy, and look at the inside.
Do you think anyone could do that?
You want to try? Would you like to try?
Okay guys, this is so pretty. And I'm gonna heat gun it so I can dry it. It might take a little longer to dry than normal because the pot, like I told you, is wet. Another thing about these pots, y'all, is I don't stop right at the lip. I go ahead and paint, you know, right up into this part right here, because usually there's dirt filled up to here. So usually I just get a cloth, because none of these pots have I painted from new. Every pot I've had, I already had. Every pot that I've painted, I'd had for years. Never affected my plant. Never had any issues with that. Okay, so that's that. Let's heat it up. All right, that's dry enough. So now, you could use the same brush. I'm just gonna use a different brush. And I'm gonna introduce the Pure Ocean, which is truly a like resort ocean blue. And I use my teeth, because this is the real world here. Use my teeth to take my wrapping off. This is a brand new jar. Love brand new jars. They don't stay this pretty very long. As you can see, Dixie Belle has this lovely little white, you know, helps make sure you don't have any leakage until you get it.
Anyone wants to know why you're coming before?
Oh, I'll answer that. And then I always open it, and there's a ton of paint right here. So as I open it, I just scrape it and get all, because I don't want to waste any paint, no paint abuse. And then I just set that aside. And I am coming to Florida for Zadie's cheer competition. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So it's all cheer, all cheer. Okay, so this is Pure Ocean. Here we go. All right, so we're not blending yet. We're just putting the Pure Ocean along the top. And I know I haven't done the back half of the pot, but I wanted to keep it just on the front for y'all so y'all can see. And then we're just gonna blend out between the 2 colors, but we've added our base color, which was Mermaid Tail, very, you know, very poolside color names. Mermaid Tail and Pure Ocean. Time flies when you're having fun.
Mama says that she hopes it's good weather for you.
I know, I hope so too. Someone was telling me about the iguanas falling. Had you heard that, Matt, about the iguanas falling out of the trees?
Yeah. They spring back to life.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
Cryogenics.
Do what?
Miserable weather here today, not helping my boss dry.
Oh, I know. It does affect your dry time, guys. The bad weather, the moisture in the air, it really, really does affect your dry time. For sure.
Maria Addie wants to know if that's a Jack Daniels bottle.
No, it's not, but it looks like one. This is from an online friend, and it looks like a Jack Daniels bottle, but it's called, it's a water bottle, but it says straight water. Straight water, Kentucky aged. It says salon care, it's a salon bottle. So I have my mister bottle. This is a Dixie Belle mister, and it sprays out in a very, very fine mist, and I like both. But if I'm really wanting to push and move my paint around, I use my hard spray bottle. If I'm wanting to just do a light mist to kind of moisten my paint up so that I can start to do a good blend, then I use my mister bottle. And now I'm gonna go back and reactivate below it. I'm gonna reactivate the mermaid tail. Okay, and I'm gonna bring that up into that pure ocean a little bit. We're just gonna kind of make this line very gradual. This is a 2-color blend. It's a very, very easy blend that absolutely anyone can do. And you wanna just keep going in the same direction. If I go back up, I'm gonna actually take some of that color back up and then I take my brush on my drop cloth and just kind of rub it out. And you can do it again if you want. You can add a little bit more blue again, reactivate, start up here again, and then just start taking it back down. I'll see that, just a nice gradual blue to the mermaid tail green. I really like it. Yeah, the colors look really good. Easy, easy, easy blend. This or this. So I'm gonna use my big brush. I've got antebellum blue, which is a beautiful, deep, dark, smoky teal color. I'm just gonna paint this right on and around my mold, just like this. Don't be scared, just go ahead and put the paint all around it, just like so. And then I'm gonna take, usually I use baby wipes, but they've traveled, they're not out here. I mean, that's a big difference.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
Big difference. Okay, so this is with the wash and this is without the wash. Oh, that's really good. Y'all see? See how good that looks? Anyway, guys, okay, well that is it. That's it.
Make sure to like and subscribe to my channel.